So in Unit 7, we are going to learn to find the volume of cones, cylinders, and spheres, which are all 3D shapes that involve circles. So in order to do calculations with those shapes, we first need to review some common knowledge we should already have of circles. So one of the main things we really need to know about circles is what the radius and diameter are of a circle. So the straight line from the center to the outside, so just this halfway distance across a circle, that's the radius. Okay. The diameter is the one that goes all the way across from edge to edge through the center of the circle. So it doesn't always have to be straight across like this, right? I could draw a line like this. This is the diameter. All of these lines are the same distance, they're diameter. So that goes for radius too. Any distance from the outside, from the center to the outside, are the radius of the circle. Okay? So real quick, you don't even have to pause the video. Just take a second to jot down what you think the radius and diameter are of the given circle here. So hopefully you realize this is going all the way across, which is the diameter. So that's 10 centimeters, that's what I gave you. So to find the radius, which is just from the center out, I need to cut that in half. So the radius here would be 5 centimeters. Now no matter what I give you, it's important to be able to find the radius or the diameter, because depending on what calculations you're doing, you might need the radius, you might need the diameter. So one of the other things that you learned last year about a circle was how to find the circumference. So circumference is the distance around the outside, right? How long is it around the outside of a circle? So the formula we use to find circumference is C for circumference is equal to pi times diameter. So in this case, I was given the diameter, so to find circumference in my calculator, we'll need to type in pi times 18. So turn your calculator on. The pi button on these calculators is right here in blue, which means to get to that button, I need to hit this blue second key, and then type that caret key to get to the pi symbol, and then 18. So we can see pi times 18 is equal to 54.5 inches. Okay? And then next is area. So area is the amount of space inside a circle here. So it's all this distance inside. So area we find by doing pi times radius squared. Okay, and that's your formula for area. So to do this, again, we're going to type in pi times my radius. Now here's my diameter, so my radius would be 9. So pi times 9 squared gives me 254.5 inches squared. Now because I squared here in my problem, my units are going to be squared. Area is always squared. So I'm going to let you go ahead and try to fill in these 4 things about this circle. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video and do your calculations. All right, so the radius is what I gave you from the center of the circle out. That's 7 inches. So the diameter is going to be twice as long because that's got to go all the way across. So 14 inches. Area, remember this is pi times radius squared, and my radius is 7. So pi times 7 squared gives me 153.9, and we have inches squared. Circumference is pi times diameter, so pi times 14 gives me 43, if I round, actually it comes out to be 44 inches. So on a mini quiz or on your test, the formulas to find area, circumference, or volume, any of those formulas you're going to learn throughout this unit or relearn, you need to know when you take a mini quiz. Okay, you are not allowed to use your notes, and I will not give you the formula. So practice and repetition is going to be key. The more you use the formulas, the more you're not going to need to look them up. So last part of the video, try this last problem. Fill in these 4 things about the circle given. All right, so this time I gave you the distance all the way across, which is the diameter. So the radius is going to be half of that. So area is pi times radius squared. So pi times 6 squared gives me 113.1 centimeters squared. Circumference is pi times diameter. So pi times 12 is 37.7 centimeters.